I think silver could start to look like a catch-up trade. Now, I'll just quickly say that gold's rally has been extremely low volatility and very orderly, a great trend-following trade over the past 18 months or so. And silver tends to be more volatile. It's also known as the widowmaker trade because it can be rather unpredictable, at least in my view and my experience. Nevertheless, I think right now what we're seeing with central banks buying gold and essentially the marginal de-dollarization taking place on the part of some central banks is now ultimately has the potential to spill over into silver just from a trend following perspective as algos and more speculators come in. So let me show you the charts here to give you some perspective on this. Gold on top, I'm using ETFs here, just the GLD ETF, and at the top and at the bottom is silver. So you can see that the big breakout in gold started to take place last year in March. So far, as of right now, gold's up like 40+% since that breakout, a bit more obviously off the lows, or actually a lot more off the lows. And if I were to take the same exact time frame, silver has actually done very well as well since that point. It's just a different point in time, and gold's actually up the same. Silver's up the same amount. However, when you look at this in terms of chart stuff, things get more interesting because you can see if I draw those two lines, you can see that gold overcame its sort of multi-year resistance level in March of last year. Silver didn't really overcome that until a maybe now more sustainable basis until maybe, let's say, earlier this year. So from that perspective, silver has a lot more catching up to do, even though silver and gold, if you were to peg them together, have the same performance in terms of their when they started rallying. So you'd almost have to draw the silver breakout like this, because that's the point in time, and this is important, right? Because I think a lot of people that use charts probably would be well served to understand this. So this is the point breakout of gold, and the same time, if I timestamp it, the same point in time is this. Silver did break out, but it didn't break out sustainably above its multi-year highs, and that's the difference here. So I think that's why we could start to see more outperformance in the part of silver, whether silver goes into the high 30s remains to be seen, but I don't think that's unreasonable to expect sort of a chart-chasing, algo-driven move higher in silver to kind of, as again, it's largely because more speculators are coming into this space. So hope it helps. See you again soon.